What's up, guys? Alt6 here. Today I'm bringing you race 8 of the NR2008 or NR2003 2018 season. This race from Kansas. I don't have a whole lot to say. I'm just gonna go right into the starting lineup. Probably get interrupted by the command. So starting in the very back is Mark Thompson, DJ Kennington, Cole Witt, David Gilliland, Casey Mears, Jeffrey Earnhardt, Brennan Gaughan, Cody Ware, Matt Benedetto, Ty Dillon, Darrell Wallace Jr., Trevor Bayne, David Reagan, Michael McDowell, Timmy Hill, Daniel Suarez, Casey Kane, Paul Menard, Jamie McMurray, Austin Dillon, Chris Buescher, AJ Allmendinger, Alex Bowman, Eric Almirola, Ryan Newman, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., William Byron, Eric Jones, Chase Elliott, Clint Boyer, Kurt Busch, Jimmy Johnson, Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski, Martin Truex Jr. On the outside pole is Kevin Harvick, and starting on pole is Kyle Busch. I'd like to note, Kyle Busch starting on pole has shown impressive speed all season. However, neither of the Busch brothers seem to be able to catch a break. Although Kurt Busch has a win, the Busch brothers have a combined 3 top 5s and 1 top 10, or 3 top 10s and 1 top 5. Kyle Busch sat 18th in points, and brother Kurt 21st in points, only 7 behind him. So they're both starting near the front. Kyle Busch on pole, Kurt Busch starting 7th. But they've got to be able to execute and finish out these races. Kurt Busch was able to do it once, but other than that, it's been pretty dismal so far, but still early enough to turn the season around. Notable starting spots, we can find Ryan Blaney. He's starting not necessarily deep in the field, but it's not the most ideal situation for him. He's got a points lead to defend. He's leading points by 5 over Denny Hamlin and by 9 over Kyle Larson, and that happens to be the row in front of him. He's also only 12 points ahead of Kevin Harvick, and Harvick is starting all the way at the front. So as it would stand right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, as it would stand right now, I believe Kevin Harvick would be the points leader. So if Blaney wants to keep this points lead, he's definitely going to have to move up the field. Kyle Larson also picked up 10 spots in the standings last week after a solid top 5, looking to continue that trend right now. As the cars roll out of turn 4, pace car pulls off. Kyle Busch on pole, Kevin Harvick second. The two will lead the field to the green flag as we are underway for round 8. As you saw them come out of turn, or go into turn 1 and dive through the center, Harvick really backed up that outside line and fell to third. That allowed Truex to slot into second. Outside lane continues to be backed up. It's just not the greatest lane. Elliott slides up in front of Keselowski. That could have been catastrophic very quickly. Very tense moment there, but for now it's Kyle Busch out front, leading the 78 of Truex, the 4 of Harvick. Then a little bit further back, we have Logano and Kurt Busch. Kyle Busch will come around and lead lap 2 of 41. So we take a look at fastest laps so far. It's Kurt Busch. Basically the top 5 have the fastest laps. They seem to be breaking away from the rest of the field. Kyle Larson is losing ground and with caution already. Looks like Cole Witt was involved. Maybe Timmy Hill and Cole Witt seem to be the victims. We'll go back and look at that accident that brought out the caution just on lap 3. Here we are back with the replay. It all starts from up here with the 51 of Timmy Hill getting really out of shape, loses a lot of ground. De Benedetto gets a decent run off the corner, sees the opportunity to make some noise, and he's got the gap in the middle. He starts to shoot the gap, but as they enter turn one, it closes up. 51 comes down, and that's where the contact is. Hard hits all around, especially for the 72, nearly head on into the outside wall. Here we'll get a look at it in full time. Just hard impact. An unfortunate way to start this race off. Cole Witt might be out. I think the other two might continue. We'll have to see on the restart. Back in turns 3 and 4, we're preparing to go green. The 72 was forced to retire. More interestingly, our top 5 has changed drastically. Chase Elliott, David Reagan, Trevor Bayne, Brennan gone. And then we have Kyle Busch and the rest of the field as it was before. So it looks like some interesting pit strategy, perhaps a stay out or 2-tire call to put these guys up front. We'll see how long they can hold it. Green flag. Elliott, naturally being the more well-funded car, should be able to pull out to a little bit of a gap on these guys, providing a nice buffer between him and Kyle Busch. Busch has already made his way around gone. Here comes the rest of the field. Looks like they'll get stacked up a little bit. Go to the wide shot here. We can get a real angle of what's going on throughout the entire field. Kyle Busch working on Bayne. Harvick looks like he's stuck up on the high side behind the 62 have gone. People are training by on the inside. There goes Kyle Busch under the 6 of Bayne. A little bit of contact, or the 6 got loose, can't tell. And he's going to dig right into getting around David Reagan, so we can try and go after Chase Elliott and reclaim the lead. Or at least attempt to. Truex has broken free. All these guys have broken 3. Harvick still stuck behind Brennan gone. Nowhere to go. He's going to try and make it 3 wide here. It's risky, but you got to go. 3 wide with the Stewart-Haas cars of Boyer and Harvick to get by the 62. Contact there between Harvick and gone. Contact now between Harvick and Boyer. Really shady stuff there. Could have been catastrophic for that team. Fortunately, they got out alive, and they're ahead of Brennan gone now. Still more lap traffic to work through, though, in the future. You see Truex now getting around Bayne. Kyle Busch made quick work of the 38 of Reagan. And now he's working on chasing back down Chase Elliott, which he's doing rather quickly. Elliott leads and now a quarter through the race. Kyle Busch closing very quickly. Really made up a lot of ground, driving it in deep. He's going to get about an equal runoff. So gap shrinks from 3.5 tenths all the way down to just 1.5 tenths. So Kyle Busch 2 tenths quicker that lap. And look how much deeper he can drive it into the corners and get the better runoff. He just closed it all up right there in one corner. And he's looking inside of Elliott. Looks like he's going to be able to pass him right here. He just has such a more... His drive in is just so much more powerful than the 9 cars. And not only that, he can stick it and drive it right off the corner and take the lead. Elliott's not giving up quite yet, but it doesn't look like there's much he can do. Kyle Busch to the lead. Truex lurking behind. Reagan doing all he can to keep up, as now he gets forced to the outside. Almirola goes by. Logano going by, and looks like Kurt Busch is next in line to take that spot. Byron running 7th, Boyer 8th, Johnson, or wait, that's not right. Hold on, it'll change. Chase Elliott seems to have gotten right back to Kyle Busch, actually. Interesting enough. Maybe he learned a little thing or two from running behind the 18, and now he's right back up on his bumper. All of Stewart-Haas racing in the top 10 so far. Cars running... Oh, wait, never mind. I lied. Oh, Elliott to the inside of Kyle Busch. They're side by side off the corner for the lead. Here comes Truex with a big run. He might try and do something with it. Does it look like he's going to try and make it 3 wide for the lead? It looks like. Here they go, 3 wide for the lead at Kansas. And they make contact and they wreck. Elliott and Kyle Busch wreck. More cars involved. Boyer, Reagan. And I would not be surprised if that's not the end of it there. More cars involved as they scramble to avoid 43 of Wallace gets damage. And that's going to bring out our second caution of the day. Spectacular wreck. Taking out 2 of the race contenders early on here. I believe everybody else was able to make it out okay from that. But that is absolutely terrible for those guys. Not what we expected at all. Kyle Busch was going to be okay, but he got slammed into the back of. Boyer is on pit road. Where did Chase Elliott end up? Chase Elliott, he looks like he might have gotten away better, but you'll see on that right rear, yeah, he did get banged up pretty bad. That is not what those guys wanted to see. Chase Elliott really started to find something in that car, and Truex shot it 3 wide, and he's going to end up getting out of there okay. We're going to take a look at the replay right now, and we'll go green after that. Here we are back with the replay. Kyle Busch goes from leading to wrecked in 1 lap. Just how quickly these things can change. Here we see Chase Elliott peek out to the inside and drive it in hard here. He's able to get that lane under Kyle Busch. He's able to drive it off. And because they're side by side, Truex gets quite the run here. Truex chases it down to the bottom. Chase Elliott blocks low, comes up to get his arc into the corner, but Truex has some lift in the tank. Forces it 3 wide. Elliott comes up just a little bit, and around they go. He doesn't get hit again, so we keep the camera panned on Kyle Busch. He gets ran right into. Nothing Boyer or Reagan could do. Busch was coming down the track, appearing to be out of control. I think we had a couple more cars get involved. 43, Larson tapped the wall. The 13 got into it, trying to avoid it. Nice job by everybody else. Whoa, we had more contact later on. De Benedetto and Mears. Everybody did a pretty good job avoiding it, but unfortunately some catastrophes out of this one. We'll come back with the restart in just a moment. Welcome back to Kansas. 2 of the top contenders for the race are not out, but they're not going for the win. They won't be going for the win. Boyer and Reagan retired. Chase Elliott seems to have gotten a good bit of the damage fixed up. Kyle Busch, not so much. Larson got a little bit scraped up, and everybody else should be clean and good to go as we get ready to restart. Your top 5 coming to the line for the restart. Truex, Logano, Almirola, Kurt Busch, and Johnson. Green flag. Huge jump on the restart by Truex Jr. Who will challenge him now that the 18 and 9 are out of it? Perhaps Almirola. Already to the inside of Logano, taking the 48 and possibly the 12 with him. Almirola coming with a huge head of steam. He's going to be able to complete the move. However, not before Truex jumps out to a pretty sizable lead. There's the points leader, Ryan. Ooh, we saw contact back here. Menard losing ground big time. As I was talking about, a points leader, Ryan Blaney, currently running the 4th position, doing everything he needs to do to keep the points lead secure. Denny Hamlin is quite a ways back. Not where he needs to be. Where the heck is he? Am I blind? Did I miss him? Oh, there he is. Yes, Hamlin, not too far back, but he's not exactly where he'd like to be. Kurt Busch going the wrong direction in a hurry. Couple of runs we saw end late in the race. Jimmy Johnson currently battling throughout the top 5 and top 10. They had a disappointing end to a good top 10 day at Dover last week. We could say the same for Suarez, fighting just at the bottom of the top 10. Looks like just made his way into the top 10, passing Kurt Busch. Yes, he did. So comeback runs there. Hervik, I believe, had a similar situation a couple of weeks ago. Right now the story is about Martin Truex Jr., currently sat 7th in points. A win here would be his first of the season, where he's had 2 DNFs. However, finished top 10 in almost every other race. So if they're not wrecking, they're finishing up at the front. And so far they're doing that today at Kansas as he continues to gap Almirola, and those 2 continue to gap the rest of the field. Ooh, Harvick cut off Blaney there, and they made contact. He saves it. He's able to hold on to it, and we have a caution. Chase Elliott again. Chase Elliott, Casey Kane, 2nd week in a row out. Byron's involved, and this looks like a big one. Larson's involved. Stenhouse is involved. McMurray, we're going to have to go take a look at this one. All I've done so far is go back to where the wreck was. I have not yet looked at it, but I did see that it started with the 62 of Gone and the 1 of McMurray. Looks like McMurray drives it in hard. The 62 might get a tap there from the 13, sends him wide. Comes up and he clips the left front of the 1 car, and wow, what an impact. And unfortunately, it all spirals downhill from there. Kane, nowhere to go. Byron, nowhere to go eventually. Larson, I think, almost gets involved, or almost gets through it. Not sure. Oh, he must have hit Byron here. Yep, right there. Really unfortunate for these guys. Kyle Busch is able to get by. A lot of points for him. Cody Ware slows down and gets by. That's good for him. And sometimes you just got to be like the 52 of Cody Ware and do it the hard way. Rex starts up there, and the amount of cars he misses, chooses to stay high, blows up, misses McMurray and Gone, misses Kane, misses Byron by inches, and he stays in the race. Great wreck avoidance by him. We'll go back, get a rundown of who's out, and then restart. Welcome back. We had lots of cars retire from the last accident. Kennington, Earnhardt, Benedetto, Kane, Gone, Elliott, Byron, Larson, Stenhouse. Only 28 cars remain. Logano in the lead after a good pit stop. Menard second. We're green. Truex already trying to jump out to the outside. Cuts back to the inside. Not going to let Logano get away. Well, he's going to do his best at least. May I talk about it while the race is going on? This is going to be a major shakeup in the points. Larson was 4th in points. He'll be relegated to only 12 points earned. Nobody else was really that high in points. Chase Elliott was 15th. We're going to see a lot of guys, even Chris Buescher probably. A lot of guys who previously weren't in the playoffs might make their way in. A lot of good cars have wrecked out too. 18 of Kyle Busch, significant damage. McMurray had good pace. Elliott's out. Larson's out. So Boyer too, especially Clint Boyer. So a lot of these guys like Trevor Bayne and Paul Menard are able to try and take advantage. Speaking of taking advantage, Truex and Almirola have caught the back of Joey Logano. We've got another three-way battle for the lead. Last time we saw this, it ended in catastrophe for 2 of them. Almirola drives it in deep. He's going to get right behind. Contact between the 78 and 12. Ryan Blaney does need to be aggressive, and he does need to. Well, he actually already has a win. He's locked into the playoffs, and he's leading the points. No reason to push it too hard, but I guess you could take some risks if you like. Larson now out of the question for taking the points lead after this. All Blaney must worry about is Hamlin, who is quite a ways back. Ooh, Almirola drives it in deep. He gets into the left grip. Logano gets him loose. He moves the 22. Blaney's going to go with Almirola, and he's going to keep on going. Logano falls to 3rd. Almirola to the lead, but how long will he keep it? Blaney is still right on him. As the cars fly around to the front stretch and enter turn 1 at almost 205 miles an hour. Blaney gets right up to the back of Almirola. He might have gotten the air off the back of his car, gotten him a little loose. He's right there. Looks like right now instead of diving, he's trying to pressure the 10 into a mistake. He gets low there. He's going to get a lane on Almirola. Here they go, side by side into turn 1. Almirola will get the better run off, but Blaney's taking the shorter way around the track. Side by side for the lead with 10 to go. And around he'll go. Dangerous thing we've seen is guys sliding up when they dive it to the inside. Blaney was able to execute it perfectly as he'll go to the point. Jimmy Johnson and Alex Bowman having great runs so far. 3 wide behind them with the 19, 20, and the 6. Careful, they're 3 wide, almost 4 wide. Harvick trying to make up ground late in the race. Make sure nothing's happening up here. Oh boy, they're catching the lap car McMurray. That is bad. Checking up big time from the 19. Simply can't hold it up there. Harvick gains a nice chunk of positions there. So as I was saying, great runs from the Hendrick Motorsports cars. 3rd and 5th. That's definitely something that camp needs. Highest driver from their shop in points is Jimmy Johnson, and he's 12th. Actually, they run 12th, 13th, 15th, and 22nd in points, so there definitely needs some momentum. Suarez, ooh, that was close. Almost contact between them. Ryan Blaney. Oh, Ryan Blaney took the lead from Alan Morola, yes. So this is very important for Ryan Blaney because Hamlin is running 4th. And as things stood before, Hamlin would only be able to close up the gap by he'd only close it up by a few points. So now Blaney taking the lead. If he's able to pull away and win, it'll be his 2nd victory of the season. And he should extend it by a good amount. Almirola doing all he can. Maybe running a little bit faster there to try and catch up with Blaney and have another shot. Next man back is Johnson, and he's not at the pace of the 12 or 10. So it's going to be Blaney versus Almirola for the win, it seems, with 5 to go. But I'm not so sure what Almirola can do. The gap increased just barely that time. Eric has to be better. He was not better that time. Blaney continues to pull away. 48-11, a ways back. The rest of the field, not in the question. 4 more laps to go for Ryan Blaney. As he comes around to the start-finish line, he continues to gap it more and more, little by little. Not much to say. 3.5 to go for Ryan Blaney. Looking to pick up his 2nd win of the season. Should build him a solid points lead heading into the next race. It'll grow to a 14-point lead if he's able to secure it over Hamlin. The gap continues to grow, just 100th each lap. He's just barely faster than Almirola. Eric is driving it as hard as he can, I can assure you. But there's only so much he can do as Blaney's car is on rails. Just over 2 to go in the closing stages of the race. On another story, we've got a battle back here. Oh no, they're making pit stops. Well, this absolutely screws everything. Well, we've got 2 laps to go. Big question here is how Blaney's pit stop goes if he gets held up by anybody. This is very important that they nail every aspect of this pit stop. The caution has waved. And that is a major plot twist. I don't know who's going to come out winning. Timmy Hill seems to have wrecked. Is it going to be Eric Almirola? It looks like Eric Almirola is going to win. I am astonished. So, what? That is bad luck for Ryan Blaney. Eric Almirola will be the one to come away with the win, it looks like. Unbelievable. As he pulls up to the back of the pace car to take the white flag this time. I think that's it. They're going to pull on a pit road. Eric Almirola is going to win the race. Oh, no, wait, he's pitting. No, he has to pit because he needs fuel. So, is Denny Hamlin going to win the race? It looks like he will. Or not. What the hell is happening? I don't know. I'm so confused. What is going on? So all these guys back here have to pit. What on earth has happened? That is an absolute heartbreaker for Ryan Blaney and Eric Almirola on their way to a good finish as a win in a 2nd place. And it looks like, is Denny Hamlin going to be the beneficiary? What we initially thought was going to be Blaney winning and extending his points lead over Hamlin by a small bit. With Blaney finishing towards the rear of the field, it's going to be Denny Hamlin winning and increasing his lead by quite a bit. Got a little bit of tempers here in the back. Joe Gibbs getting a 1-2. What did I say about Daniel Suarez needing that good finish after a disappointment last week? He's going to get it. But some of them are on lap 40, and some of them are on 40. Oh, my God. What's happening? Who's going to win? Let's see. Is it actually going to be Eric Almirola? Who's the last guy on lap? It might be Blaney. Actually, I think it's going to be Blaney. As they cross the line, we'll see an update there. Drum roll. I believe it's going to be officially Ryan Blaney will win the race. Eric Almirola second. Keselowski third. Jones, Newman's the top 5. Kurt Busch 6th. Cody Ware 7th. Denny Hamlin 8th. Suarez 9th. Trevor Bayne rounds out the top 10. Bowman 11th. Chris Buescher blows up on the last lap and gets 12th. Ty Dillon 13th. Jimmy Johnson 14th. Kevin Harvick 15th. Michael McDowell, and so on and so forth. Another disappointing day for Kyle Busch. Another poor turn of luck for a multitude of drivers. Jimmy Johnson was running 3rd place, but that last cycle relegated him to 14th. Could say the same for Bowman and Bayne. They were all going to get top 5s. Suarez as well. Hamlin, things went from bad to worse. Right now we need to be celebrating the winner, Ryan Blaney, who is going to further extend his points lead with another victory, 2nd of the season. And 8 races in, he's already showcasing that he is going to be a force to be reckoned with. As they come around turn 4 to get onto pit road, Ryan Blaney is your winner at Kansas. Go to the final race standings. Almost the entire field a lap down due to the late race caution. I didn't go back and see what happened, but nor do I care. But here you can see the finishing results. Lots of DNS from this one. 11 cars did not make it to the finish line due to accidents. Most notably, Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson wrecking. Kevin Harvick finishing 15th. They were third and fourth in points. And Denny Hamlin finishing 8th is really going to stretch things out between Blaney. I think Blaney should have around a 20-point lead after this. So he's got a decent cushion. Nothing amazing. But nonetheless, this could boost Almirola all the way to 2nd in points. And once again, shift things around. Let me just show you the points right here. There we go. Here's what I have for the points. Ignore the fact that it says 2. See Ryan Blaney is at the top of the board. If you want to look at the points for a second. This RPD, this is recent position differential. This is where they moved up. This is as of race 7. That's just how many places they moved following race 6. So you see Larson gained 10. He's probably about to lose a lot more. Some other big gainers. The 43 gained 8. The 21 gained 6. Where did he finish? Not so great. So I'm not sure how the points are going to work out this time around. But 95 lost. Kane's gonna continue to lose spots. He was just in the playoffs a race ago, and it looks like he's gonna fall all the way outside of the top 25. Jimmy Johnson fell 4. Elliott fell 9th. Those are also some pretty big fallers. Someone had a big run. The 66 car had a big day. Yes, he's going to move up a few spots in points. He finished top 20. So, anyways, that's all I have for these. That's all I have for you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video.